Most traders know the patterns. Breakouts, gap fills, bounces off the 9 EMA. And yet, most still fail, not from a lack of knowledge. They fail because they're trading without context. Would you drive blindfolded on the freeway? That's what it's like trading without understanding market structure. Are we trending, consolidating, or reversing? Which setups fit today's environment? What levels truly matter and which are just noise? Market context answers all of that. That's why every morning I post a clear market context and game plan. It's the same blueprint I use before every trade. You'll know if we're in expansion or contraction mode, when to trust the open or fade it, whether a gap will run or reverse, where traders are trapped and where price is likely to react. With context, you're not chasing, you're executing. If you want to trade with clarity and conviction, read the daily game plan by 9 AM EST on Substack. Join us live on Discord and YouTube. It's not about seeing more setups. It's about knowing which ones matter before the bell rings.
If you're here to flip coins and gamble, click away. If you're here to actually learn how to trade futures with structure, strategy, and real results, then welcome. Because most people don't make it. Not because they are not smart, but because no one ever taught them how to build a foundation. Hello there and welcome. I'm Sean, the founder of Smart Traders Capital, and truly glad you're here. You have taken the first step into one of the most misunderstood profession is day trading. We believe trading is more than pushing buttons and chasing green candles. It's a craft, a discipline, a journey. Let me be real with you. This world is filled with noise. You have probably seen screenshots, the Lambos, the flashy wins on social medias, but they don't show you is the work, the structure, the thousands of mistakes behind every win. Yes, you can make money in trading and change your life, but only if you're willing to go slow and right. Yes, read it again. Slow and right. Most people who enter this game rush in like it's casino. They'll click buy or sell. They're placing a bet, hoping the market move in their favor. Sometime it does, and that random win feels like a magic. But randomness is not the strategy, and without the structure, you will lose more than you win. The market is like a 24/7 live stream. It's always moving, full of actions, suspense, drama, just like your favorite Netflix series. But don't get lost in the entertainment. Every trade you take must have a reason, a plan, a risk management. You can live with it, but you're not here to binge with price. You're here to learn how to navigate it with the clarity. Let me tell you the hard truth. Every trade you take has a 50% chance of winning and 50% chance of losing. But trading isn't about coin flips. It's about stacking the odds in your favor through preparation, through risk controls, through execution and reflection. One good trade won't make you rich. One bad trade without discipline can wipe out weeks of progress. Weeks of progress. This journey will challenge you. Some days you will powerful, other days defeated. But if you're willing to take it slow, if you are ready to unlearn bad habits and build the right habits, then you are here in the right place. We are not here to sell dreams. We're here to teach reality through structured sessions, real market examples, and a community that actually supports you will show you how to approach training like a professional. If this resonates with you, then here is the next step. This video is part of 5-part beginner series to help you start trading futures. Right away, we are going to talk the real strategies, risk controls, journaling, market prep, everything I wish someone gave me when I started. So this message resonates with you, hit the subscribe button, turn the bell icon on, and watch for the episode number 2, how to prep for the trading day, dropping soon. Right now, the market doesn't care if it's a good news or bad news. It just wants a reason to go up. Someone sneezes, boom, green candles. We are in a phase of excessive liquidity. Money is pouring in. Pullbacks barely last 30 minutes. Buyers jump in instantly. But it wasn't always like this. Just a few weeks ago, crickets, no bids, no momentum. Institutions had the tap off. Nothing was flowing. But now, the fire hose is on full blast. You can't fight it. You have got to recognize the regime and trade with it.
Morning, traders. How you guys doing? Just give me a 1 second, please. Alrighty. Can you guys hear me? Let's do the sound test. Let's just do the sound test. Can you guys hear me?
All right. If you can hear me, just give a thumbs up or write it down on the comment section. Yep. I've taken a starter short position here on this trend down. It hit the resistance. I wanted to see what it does. So I just took the starter position here. How you guys doing? How was your yesterday? Good morning, Vivek. How you guys? How you doing? You good? I took a starter position on the ES short. It's just the retested the July 21st high. I'm thinking it's gonna come down now here. I don't know why my screen is just keep switching. No, it's happening. My screen is just flickering. I don't know why. Not my main screen, but the other screen is just getting in and out. Okay, just might need to fix it. But anyway, all right. So looks good so far. It just came back. Let's see. Um, it seems to me the nicer resistance here. So market has recovered everything based on the yesterday move. Basically, just the market has recovered everything. So just the first 30 minutes was a sell-off. That's it. NQ is still weak. NQ is still weak, but ES has recovered everything. And I was telling you that if NQ does not break 6330, it doesn't gonna come down, and it really holds 6330 really well. So ES is still strong. I just showed it because it came back to the resistance, but during the session, in the regular session, if it can hold this level, can easily break down. And there is no news today, so essentially, market can do what they wanted to do. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So this today can they can do whatever they wanna do, but then maybe the afternoon session they're going to do what they expect to do. Right now they're gonna play around. Did you trade? Did you trade the? Okay. Yeah, it's always good to not to. I personally think that just trade up to 10:30 11. That's it. Don't trade out. Don't trade out. Yeah. All right, so far it's working. Just gonna wait a couple of more minutes and we're gonna start the analysis. Good morning, Hydrise. How you doing? Did you trade yesterday after our session finishes? There's a couple of good trades. Once they sign the Japanese deal, and market has recovered completely all the way to the top. Basically, ES was really strong, extremely strong. So right now I have the open position. I showed it at ES on the resistance, hoping it's going to come down. Yeah, in fact, I didn't even trade that. Only Vivek traded, so I didn't even trade it. NQ is still weak. NQ is still holding under the opening candle of the July 21st. ES reached the top, and that's the only reason I showed it here. But I didn't go full size. I don't want to take too many contracts here in the pre-market. But it's working fine. Let's see that can we lose the VWAP? In NQ, we already lost the VWAP. ES is we are losing now. Morning, Waldemar. How you guys doing? How you doing? Still busy in the office work, but doing okay. Yeah, I'm asking you. Still busy on at work? That's good. Okay. Right. So I showed it ES still moving. Basically, ES. The idea is that ES recovered everything all the way to the top, but if you look at the NQ is weak, and there's a resistance. So idea is that it's not going to break out here. So we're looking for a little bit, downside move. Let's see how far it goes, but it's NQ still weak. So we can definitely see a reversal pattern where we go, in both direction. We just go up and down. Let's see what it does here. Morning, then. All right, let's look at together the analysis. So, if we just go back to the daily, as I said a couple of times, that we are extremely strong, and you can see here, we just undercut this January, July 18th, right? You can see here we just undercut a little bit, retest those moving averages, and move back up. So overall is extremely strong. Right now we are very close to the resistance. So one thing it could be that we can just reject here and come back, but extremely strong. We are breaking out again over the highs. So as far as we are over 60, 63.50, 63.60, the yesterday high, we can see another bull flag, another big candle, strong candle like that. And if we look at the NQ, you can see here, um, that shows a little bit of weakness, right? So you can see here, it came back down, retested the VWAP like ES, moved back up, but ES right now is here on top and NQ is here. So, definitely there's a divergence here. And I always tell you that divergences are really tricky. Majority of the time, the ES is basically what everything follows. Um, if NQ is not responding, maybe start responding when ES started breaking out. So ultimately, what real majority of the time ES is what dictates, but sometimes NQ drag ES as well, right? So if it could be a rotation, earning season coming in, there might be money pouring out from the NQ and going into the ES. That's maybe the reason that the NQ is lagging and ES is performing, right? But the idea is now is that, okay, are we expecting the down move? We can expect a little bit that NQ come back down here and retest 21 EMA, and ES can come back down here as well. But it could happen today after earning, gapping down. We don't know, right? So we're gonna play with the way market gonna give us the opportunity. Right now, I shorted it here, hoping in a sense that NQ is lagging. So our thesis is that E is going to come back down here as well. But if ES doesn't, it doesn't. If ES breaks out here, I need to stop out, and then we can look for the long trades as we move along, right? So very clear, you can see here, yesterday sell off, if you look at it here, so the sell off started all the way 2 days, continued weakness, and we recovered everything. But if you look at the NQ on the right side, NQ, you can see here, you can clearly see, um, it moved up, weakness started, came down. Right now we are under the opening range of the where the move started, right? Let's just mark that level. So we can clearly see 23 250, close to 250, and ES is just way above, right? So ES is here. So right now there is a divergence. There's a possibility that NQ can come back down. Um, with the ES, yeah, ES can come down with the NQ, retested a bit. Uh, but you look at it, I was hoping that ES is going to lose the VWAP here, the way NQ have lost it, but you can see here again, it recovered, right? So these patterns are really tricky. Yesterday, you can see a couple of times we tried shorting it, we didn't get the real move, and then ultimately in NQ, we got the move. You remember we shorting it here after 60 minutes of consolidation, it came back down. But what happened? It came down and then it moved back up because ES was moving back up. So, and then turning up. So these patterns are tricky when divergences are created over all-time high. Find the resistance on the top. Doesn't want to move that much. So it's tricky. And you can recall yesterday when I was short before the pre-market open here. couple of times it's just stop us out, and then you can see this very extreme red candle, right? And then what happened? That's it. That's the only candle you see, and then just recover, right? So market just get tricky when it comes to the over close to all-time highs. The divergences is created when the market is waiting for some information. So essentially, if you look at it, market is not making a move. Market is just within those ranges. Morning, Julian. Morning, Mikul. So when this kind of a structure happen, when things happen, but either abruptly happen and then abrupt recovery happened, these kind of patterns are really hard to trade. You need to be spot on. Luck factor needs to be there. The patience needs to be there. And then once everything works together, then only way you can make money. You can clearly see, we were short yesterday before the market opened. We stopped out. We saw a big drop, right? Then we showed it again on this bounce, almost 60 minutes of consolidation. We lost our vision, we stopped out, and then finally it moved back down to all the way to the 100-point move which we were expecting. Then what happened? Again, it started consolidating. ES just moved all the way up, and Q started recovering it. On this day, we were hoping to get the downside move. We got the initial move here, right? We recovered it, then move back up again, and then after 3 o'clock, it just sell off. So though these patterns sometimes just get tricky, uh, because there's a profit taking happening. So it's a very controlled downside move coming in. It's not the abrupt downside move are coming. So market is taking the position, institutions are taking positions. They know they wanted to take profit because it's moved a lot, but they may not want to close all the position because they see a lot of upside. So what they're doing is that the market is just hanging around, buying and selling within the ranges, right? And it's just to create the ranges. But even those ranges, if we look at it, even with those ranges, every time they move back up. So look at here, it moved. I'm looking at 60 minutes. I look at here, it made high, came back down, made another high, not too much, right? Just a little bit. Then came back down, moved another high, then sell off, then made the new high, then little sell off, then make the new high, then we had a sell off, right? Now we are saying that again market is here. Should we expect market need to go and sell off? It could, right? But it could easily make the new high the way the market is doing. Every time come back down and then move sharply up, make the new high, right? So it can easily possible that again ES make the new high. Similar structure, you can look at it here as well, right? On the NQ, made the high, came back down, new high, small shallow pullback, new high, pullback, new high, pullback, retested previous high, pullback, then new high, pullback, new high, shallow pullback, new high, pullback. So you know what I mean. So these pullbacks has no meaning in terms of the sell-off. Market is extremely strong. You can see it holding all the beautiful moving averages. You might gonna find a little bit of leakage the way it has happened here, and then it's just ripped. So last time it retested the 200 is basically June 18th, right? And you can clearly see that all of the time market just really holding it, right? Extremely bullish trend. Even if we get the pullback, we're gonna get the pullback in uh, just 30-minute, 60-minute time frame, intraday pullback, and then just recovery, right? The way we saw yesterday, sell off, just first 30 minutes, and then that's it, and then full day recovery. So it's pretty common, those kind of patterns in the upside bull trend. Any question, guys, on the YouTube? Any questions on the Discord? So our idea is completely clear. Um, if NQ started turning back up, I think that's where we need to go look for the long. But if NQ stay weak, then I think that our short position likely going to work here as well. But we want ES to come down and lose this VWAP. NQ is holding VWAP this very strongly, and that's not a good sign. It can easily spike on any minute. So far looks okay. Yeah, the way it is retesting again 6370, that's not good as well. It can end then holding the VWAP. It can easily spike up. Doesn't see, look at this. So it's holding nicely VWAP, all the moving averages. Tried to drop here, pull back. This means the buyers are sitting here. But if you look at the NQ just dropping, right? The VWAP is way, just give me 1 second. Just going to see the just give me 1 second. System, where is the power? I think it seems to me that the other two screens, which I just monitor more, just getting timeout. I just need to adjust the setting. So I'm in the display right now. Not sure. Okay, I'm just trying to fix that. Just give me 1 second. I don't know why it's not working.
Has been balanced 57% and then QQ5 CMA and BMP.
Or I think I will do troubleshoot later on. I don't know. There's some problem, still having that problem. That is just flickering the other two monitors. All right, so it's turning red. It's holding VWAP. Look at this again. Another bounce back. I think it's better. I'm gonna close it. The worst thing could have been the same thing what we saw yesterday. That I'm gonna close it, and once the market open, and it just starts selling off. So I mean, if that happened, that's fine, but we shouldn't be taking unnecessary risk here. The first thing what we need to learn is to protect, and then the profits. So I'm just gonna put the stop loss here. If it fails, then it fails. Are you guys with me on this trade? Are you guys with me on this trade? Yeah, yeah. But as I said, it's still on the same level. I mean, it didn't move too much. It's still my entry is 60 or 75. So 68, 60 or 75. 63, 63, 68. Yeah. But anyway, I'm just thinking that, yeah. Yeah, but I think I'm going to stop out. It's really holding moving averages. It's just going to, it can easily break out and then fail. We'll reassess it. I was hoping it's going to break down. I entered on this candle, it came down, then could move back up. It came down, then move back up. So it's unlikely going to stop out, but it's better to stop out than they hold this garbage. It could do the same thing what we did yesterday, that after the market opening is just flushes. We'll reassess later on. Always remember, the first thing is to protect ourselves. If something is not moving, there is no point of taking unnecessary stress. All right, I stopped out because see, clearly our idea is not working. I gave enough chance. Look at the 30 minutes. So I entered here, came back down, and moved back up, holding the moving averages, VWAP. So it's still strong, still buying happening. So buying is still happening. So we'll reassess once market gonna open. Morning, Vitally. How you doing? It's been a while. I didn't see you. How's everything going? Yeah, this is absolutely possible. It's not only the Asia, but be clearly in the range. It's up, down, up, right? And then NQ is extremely weak, so we can definitely go back and retest 23 159 area, right? You can see NQ is dropping all the moving averages, and I think this could be the same thing what we saw yesterday, that they're just going to start dropping the moment we either close to the market open or maybe just immediately after the market open. All right, so let's look at just do the recap what we see in the market now. Uh, what we saw that market has made the new high on the July 21st, and then we saw us big sell off on the same day in the afternoon. That weakness continue on the July 22nd. Extreme sell off came in the first 30 minutes of the July 22nd, and then we saw a complete recovery on the ES. So from 63.74 to 63.20, then 63.74. But if you look at the logically, ES didn't move a lot. It moved in 2 days just a 50 points, and this is a normal ADR for the ES. But as compared to the ES, if you look at the NQ made the new high on the July 21st. It moved from all the way from 23,255 to all the way 23,420, then came back on the July 22nd to the 23,100, and now is in the middle of the range. So right now there is a pure divergence coming in between the ES and NQ. ES is still on the top, recovered everything, and is very close to the January 21st top, high of all-time high. NQ, whereas NQ is still underneath of the VWAP, underneath of the opening price of the July 21st. So there is a clear indicator that the NQ is getting weak. Majority of time, what we always seen that the ES always wins, ES drag everything with it. But sometimes there is a divergence comes in, and when there is a lot of weakness coming in NQ, sometimes NQ drag ES with it, right? We can clearly see yesterday ES, despite ES was so strong, NQ was not participating at all. So it just really means that the money is coming out from NQ and maybe rotating into the other sector of the ES. Therefore, ES is still showing the strength, but the NQ is weak. So the possibility that we still see some weaknesses, ES just going to pull back a little bit again up to 6350, and NQ just come back down and retest the yesterday low. So plan is that if market continues to upside, NQ recovered over 23,280 or 23,300, we look for the long upside scenarios. But if it fails, market ES come down under 6350, NQ show weakness, then we look for the short side momentum. Any question, guys? So usually see, as I mentioned to you, that if you look at the monthly, right, and I'm going to show back to you. I think we have discussed a few days ago that with the strong move coming in, usually in a monthly is uptrend. I don't expect too much correction, but usually the summer, July, August is usually the slower month, more consolidation month. But if you look at the monthly, how does monthly look like? Monthly doesn't look like the inside month. It's look like absolutely outside month so far, right? The June ended on 62,000, 6,250 close to, and right now we are almost 6370. So we are moving strongly. Initially, when the month started, I was thinking it should be scenario like this, where a couple of months of consolidation in the range. But since the July is moving higher, it can easily be possible that the August, September could be the month where consolidate. Seasonally, September is always the worst month in the market. September is always the worst month in the market historically. So we might gonna see something like this candle. It can happen in September. Market come back down and then bought back up. Later on. But at this point, we're not gonna listen to opinion. Everyone has opinion. Everyone has his narratives. We're gonna look for the price action. If price action confirms us that market wants to go back down, we're gonna look for the short side momentums. If market doesn't tell us that, we will not do that. Right now, market is showing us it's really strong. So let's just continue the strong momentum. If it's continued to move back up, we're gonna go and trade that, right? Nobody knows that what will be the top. If that person would know, he doesn't need to tell us, right? So but we clearly see the weaknesses and the movements, and we can analyze. So see again, it is just dropping back again. But our crux would be this: if the NQ lose this, that would be the sign. But we wanted to see the clear lose every time it comes back down and then bought back up. As I mentioned, that sometime market can do this and then suddenly drop 5 minutes before the market open, or the way we saw yesterday, just gonna start dropping in, the moment the market open. So we'll see. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Appreciate that you're appreciating the preparation. Come join us every day. I know you trade. Come and join us every day. But it's possible. Reason being is that uh, because the historically September is always the worst one in the market. So I just wanted to refresh my streaming page. So let's see, it might just gonna disconnect. Likely my screen share. I will reshare it. Okay, just give me 1 second. There's some problem here. I'm gonna refresh this.